Hello everyone, it is Friday and I have to say I've not been very active at all on social media. It looks like I've been active because I've been uploading shorts, but I haven't actually been recording or filming very much. Do you know what? I've been off for a fortnight off work and honestly, I was just really needing that time to myself just to properly switch off and relax. And I had all these grand plans. I'm going to go down to South Queensferry, I'm going to go over to Pitlochry, like all of these things. And do you know something? I haven't left this 10-mile square radius the whole time. Not only that, I've not really even been doing things that I like to do, like writing in my journals, reading my books and stuff. Like I have just mentally just shut off. So anyway, I'm at I don't know if I said that actually, I'm at the old course today, so Herbs is behind me. I've just had my coffee, I've pretty much finished it here. So if you are in this area in St Andrews, I would highly recommend coming to Herbs at the old course for your coffee for a few reasons. One, it's good because it's on the way into St Andrews, so you can come in off the road and park your car very easily. I've never had any issues parking my car here. So that's always a bonus. The coffee, the food and everything is just 10 out of 10. Everything's done to a really high standard, but it's just normal kind of coffee prices, if that makes sense. So it's not any more expensive than a coffee would be anywhere else. Also lovely toilets as well, lovely hand soap in there as well, which is always a bonus. The other thing, this is a little bit random, but the crockery and the cutlery is also very nice. So I've obviously got my takeaway cup here. I actually asked for a takeaway cup just because sometimes I feel like coffee stays hot longer in a coffee cup, but I know it's not good for the environment. But anyway, but the crockery in there, like the weight of the cutlery is lovely. They've got these lovely like dishes and bowls and cups and things, and see when you're eating it just makes a difference. So anyway, really enjoyed that. Now I'm going to tell you about this. This was something I got on a whim. Sorry, I've kind of got this in the middle of my lip. In Boots the Chemist this week. And it was just kind of like something I kind of thought, oh, do you know what, I'll give that a try. It's by a brand that Boots the Chemist in St Andrews now stock. This is a new brand that they have, and I don't know if the brand itself is new or whether it's just new to that Boots that I go to in St Andrews. It's called Catrice, the brand. And I just thought, I'll just put it on. Do you know something? It's absolutely lovely. And do you know the best thing? I think it was £3.49. I can't believe that I managed to get a lip gloss. They're saying it's a lip balm, glossy lip balm for that price. I've never in my life had a lip gloss or a balm that's that lovely for that price. So absolutely delighted this. I'm actually intrigued to see what else this brand has to offer, like, because I'm like, if that's what the lip gloss is like, what's everything else like? So that was a little dupe bargain that I got this week. It's always nice when you get something like that, because you know what, all these things are very expensive, so that's nice. So for the rest of the day, I'm going to, I think, go to M&S. I'm going to get home, and what's the other thing? I'm going to do a wee bit of recording of some of my shorts. I've been really enjoying those. I think one of the things I'm enjoying about the shorts is building up one of my confidence with shorts a bit. But also I'm hoping to offer shorts that maybe just offer a little bit more value and offer a bit more like tips and advice and that kind of thing. So yeah, I've got lots to record and lots to be getting on with. What was the other thing? And then I might go back out this evening. I might go out a walk or something this evening, so that's that. Also, just actually, I'm going to put this in my shorts, but if you don't watch my short, I actually got myself this watch. It's from Seconda, and I got it in Next. I'll take it off to show you. And I bought this as one of my payday picks at the start of this month, and I'm so delighted with it. It's just so classic and so elegant, and it was about £50 from Next, and I'm just so delighted with this. It's a lovely strap that's on it as well. So I've been enjoying wearing that. I've not had a watch for a long time, so I had that. That was one thing that I got that was new. The other thing that I got that was new, which I'll just show you whilst we're sitting here because I've actually got it with me, which in fact, do you know what? I've got loads to show you because I've got another thing. I've got lots of new stuff. Right, so the other thing was, I had got my new Aspinall work bag last month, And what happened with something like that is that when you get something nice and it's new, you then want to put like nice contents into the bag, and I had this crusty old notebook and it just looked horrible in this gorgeous bag. So I did what I had to do, and I went onto the Harrods website and got myself a new jotter. Now thankfully Harrods have a sale on at the moment, so this was £40. Personally, I love it, but I wouldn't have paid £40 for it. But I got this for £20, and the quality of the paper is just gorgeous. I also like the colour of the paper as well. And so I'm the kind of person, I always like to have A4 paper with me just to like brain dump a thought or brain dump something down. And this is what's doing that. The only thing I would say is when I bought this, I actually thought that it was going to open like that, because it says it's a jotter, but it goes up the way. So anyway, that's that. So I've been keeping it inside this zippy bag because I don't want to get it ruined. And I'm going to show you the other thing I've got. So the other thing that I got was a new, hang on, Longchamp Pelage. And I got it in this colour. These are fantastic, absolutely brilliant. I had one of these years ago when I first went to university. I had a navy blue one. That bag was absolutely used to death. Honestly, I just used it all the time. Right, when I left you last, which was for you about 5 seconds ago, but for me it's like over an hour ago, my phone came up with this emergency. I don't know if you know this, but I record all my videos on my phone. My phone came up with this thing emergency saying my phone was overheating, and it just stopped. So I'm now actually at the Cool Golf Club. I'm now looking down onto the beach. I've got these amazing views. I've got my car window open. I've just had some lunch from Marks and Spencer's, which was a sandwich. It's not really that interesting. And I'm just trying to actually drink some water as well and just stay hydrated. And so anyway, so I was saying, as I left you last, I was talking about this bag. So I'm really, really delighted to have this just as an extra addition to my wardrobe, and it just feels like a bit more like an investment sort of piece. As you know, I've went through a massive decluttering process over the past year. I feel like my life in general just feels so much more streamlined, and then when I'm adding these things back in, it's just like it feels so much more intentional and elevated, and yeah, it feels good. So really pleased with that. As I've been sitting here with my water, quite literally just watching the ocean, which, do you know, sometimes it's just like, I'll show you later, I'll maybe actually go a wee walk down there, but like the waves just have those gorgeous like white tips on them, and the water's just a gorgeous colour. It's just a perfect day. And I was sitting here thinking like, oh, maybe I should have done more with my holidays, like being in like a million places and whatever. But to be honest with you, I think this is the thing, when you've designed a life that you actually want to live, and you've done life by design, you don't really want to escape it. And I would say that one of the things about living in the East Neuk of Fife is, one, it's one of the greatest privileges like I've ever been afforded in my life, but two, the time where I actually want to live here and be immersed in living here is this time of year when it's summer, and you know, people are out and about, and the coffee shops are vibrant, and there's people on holiday here, and you know, all of that stuff, like, and it's nice weather. Whereas in the winter, as you know, it's just the complete opposite of that. So hopefully over the winter I'll go away, and I'll go away on some breaks and winter breaks and things like, but when you've got all of this on your doorstep, I've been out at the old course this morning for coffee, I've come here, it's just so relaxing. It's just like, where else am I going to go? Do you know what I mean? And not only that, I don't have any hassle to be able to do that. Do you know, if you like go on holiday and you're like going through airport security and all that, and I'm not saying not doing that, there's obviously a time for that and there's a place for it, and I'm looking forward to that at the back end of this year. But just being able to just pop out your house and just come to a place like this, or just go out to the old course, or go down to the Fairmont, or go outdoor swimming, or whatever, it's just such a great privilege. It really, really, really is. And I'm just going to take my time to actually enjoy like living it, and not like, I suppose, like creating memories in that sense as well, not taking it for granted. Like, who knows, maybe I won't always live here, I hope I do, but you just never know, and you just never know where things might change, or you know, whatever. So I just think, just enjoy the actual life that you've created for yourself. So I'm gonna have some more of this water, and then I'll see you back at the house. What time is it just now? 2:10. I'm not in any great rush, as you probably can tell. I'm never in any great rush for anything. I just live life on the hoof. So that's 2:10. I'll try and be back at the house for 3, and I will do a wee bit of recording this afternoon. So yeah. Basically I'm in St Monans and there's a swing on the coastal path, and I just saw it and I just thought that is the perfect spot to just lay myself down and get bathed in this sun, and it's just swinging back and forth ever so slightly. Hello everyone, it's Sunday. I'm in Anstruther. I've been to Coast to get my coffee this morning. I say this morning, it's actually 12:30 in the afternoon. I was very slow on the start today. I'm just getting into my little handbag pouch here. I'm going to get this lip gloss out. I think I might have said this to you before, I can't remember. Now I'm like going round, I'm like repeating myself. This I actually got in Boots to the Chemist at the start of this month, and it's called Catrice, and it's the shade Blissberry. This is very nice, and it was like, I think like £3 or something. It was like ridiculously cheap. Hang on, it looks quite, when I first put it on, it looks quite berry, but then as it settles, it kind of goes to this like really nice, like kind of like English rose kind of like tone. It's just lovely. So anyway, I've actually just been having a wee bit of time to myself. As I got to the end of the month, I just really wanted to just like reflect on July. It's been a busy month. I had some annual leave to myself. I've been a lot of like tutoring around, and I just felt like having a wee morning to myself and just not doing very much. The other thing I've been enjoying as I get to the end of months now is I like doing that reflection piece on how the month has been, but then I also like to do that thing which I haven't done yet, but I'm going to do that, is then like put my calendar together for August and say like, get my sheet together, this is what I'm going to be doing in August. So I've still got that to do. The other little anchor that I've been really enjoying at the end of each month, which I started to do last night, and I'll show you when I get home what I've decluttered, but it's actually decluttering. So when it gets to the end of the month, use up the stuff that I have, see what beauty products I've used up, so lay everything out so that I can just like do a bit of an audit on that. But then just do like a general house declutter. And last night I thought, okay, right, this is going to become a thing. Challenge yourself to get rid of 5 items. Now I think I'm a decluttered person, but blimey, once I started I went way beyond 5 items. And again, it's just bringing that intentionality back to like my life and back to my space, so that when I do bring new stuff into my life in August, I'm mentally and physically prepared for that and I've got space for it. The other thing that I found with the decluttering thing, with getting rid of the things that I got rid of last night, is that when I was in my 20s, now bearing in mind I'm in my 30s, I know that may shock you all, you know that I'm not 21, but I'm in my 30s now. When I was in my 20s, some of the things I used to have were like more like playful, like kind of like in style, they were just a bit more playful. Like I used to have like things like Kate Spade things and that kind of, I don't know, more playful things. But as I'm getting older and I'm growing up and developing a bit, I just feel that my style is just becoming a lot more subtle, a lot more elevated, and just growing up. And so part of that decluttering process last night was, one, getting rid of some of this stuff, but mentally it's quite tough, because it's actually a bit like losing part of yourself, or losing part of a former part of your identity. So if you're trying to go through like a bit of an identity shift or a change, I would actually encourage a bit of decluttering as part of that process. And what it does, as I've said, is it just then clears space for new things coming in, the new identity that you're taking on, like the new things, opportunities that are coming into your life. You've got mental and physical space for that. So anyway, so each month I have been going through that decluttering process. When I get back to the house, I'll show you the things that I've been decluttering if you're at all interested. They will probably be going to, typically I take them to Bernardo's in St Andrews, because it's quite convenient for where the car park is versus the front door for Bernardo's. So I typically go there, but I try if I can. Sometimes I go to the cancer research shop. It just depends. And I try and donate, you know, evenly across all the different charities in St Andrews, so I do that. The other thing I completely forgot about this is that I have a full drawer in my house of stuff that needs to go on Vinted. So I'm talking about things that have the label on them, and I just totally forgot about this. I've got a North Face waterproof jacket as well, all this kind of thing. And I thought, oh, I should really set some time aside to get that one to Vinted. I just totally forgot that drawer was full of that stuff. And again, if I got all that stuff on Vinted, I'm not looking to make a huge amount of money from it, because in actual fact I'd like to turn it over quite quickly just to get rid of it. Some of it I might look at again and just think, do I really want to put this on Vinted, or do I just want to take it to the charity shop? You have to sometimes make that call, because it's like, otherwise it just lies there forever. But anyway, I need to get that done, because if I do, that means that I've got another full free drawer in that chest of drawers, in that space that sometimes you see me sitting in, and that's nice. It's nice sometimes to just have an empty drawer. Every time we have a drawer in our lives, we have a cupboard, we have a shelf, or even a table, we feel like we need to fill it, and it's like, it's actually quite nice to have an empty cupboard or an empty drawer that just has like no clutter in it at all. I was at work this week, and we've got this kind of communal kind of kitchen space, and something that I've noticed is this kitchen space gets like quite a lot of like clutter in the middle of it, and it's like, it's things like people bring in pamphlets or leaflets, or they leave maybe empty packets of food and things like that, and I kind of think, I actually think sometimes that mentally people feel uncomfortable with an empty space. It's just like, it doesn't need anything, there's nothing required, like we don't need stuff on that table. So I was I was getting on my element at just like cleaning it up and like doing a bit of decluttering on that space this week, because I just thought, visually, I call it visual noise, like it's just very like noisy. And I was actually eating my food at that table thinking to myself, like, I feel like I can hardly concentrate on what I'm tasting here, because I'm so visually like overstimulated by all this stuff. And so it can be like that in our homes as well. So funnily enough, when I went through my massive decluttering process last year, the one thing that really struck me, a feeling I've never had in my life before, was that when I decluttered, after like a day of decluttering, I sat down in my living room, and you know, there was just this silence. It was so silent, I can't explain it, because obviously it's like, it's a visual silence, but it's really, really strange. So anyway, that's me and my decluttering, my end of the month stuff. I've got myself a wee muffin from the co-op, so I'm going to have that with the rest of my coffee, and hopefully I'll see you back at the house. And I'm going to do a bit of recording this afternoon as well. I've been really enjoying recording the shorts videos, so do be prepared to see a wee bit more of them. Interestingly, up until now on those shorts, I've actually been showing quite a lot of like products, like I've bought this, or this is things I've used up and things. Yesterday I uploaded a short just talking about my perspective on something, and I didn't actually think it would do very well. It didn't do amazing on YouTube, but it did on the other platform, the TT platform, and it just made me think that I don't always have to have a prop, or I don't always have to have a product to show, or even a place to show. Like sometimes like my perspective on something is actually enough in itself to create content. So anyway, right, I'm going to enjoy my muffin, enjoy my coffee, do a wee bit of people watching. It's actually quite busy here, there's quite a lot of activity. You might hear some voices and stuff because I've got the windows open, which is also one of my favourite things to do, is just do a wee people watch. And yeah.